All right. All right. Here we are. Didn't think I was going to have to put this hat on so early in the second half. Wow. Welcome, everybody. North Cal Sports Network. Giants take one on the chin to start the second half. Have a special request from Eric L. We try to honor those special requests. Eric asked us to open up the show with this song for the Giants. A little tune. All right. Wow. What a tough night for the San Francisco Giants as they lose to the team with the second worst record. Is it the second worst or the worst in the National League? Are they worse than Miami?
They don't play like they're worse than Miami, that's for sure.
Yeah, let me look at the standings here and just see what 35.
They're tied
close.
with Miami.
They're basically the same record, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey Matthew, hey everybody, hey Robert Rothberg. Yes, Harrison showed he's a big time pitcher. I don't know if he showed him. He pitched well, but in Colorado he held him scoreless, got out of it. Got to give him credit. That's good to see. At least you saw Harrison. Like to see him go 6, but at least he went 5. Had a little rough 5th inning there, but this team to score only 3 runs. And you know what, Bora? I can't take the Fleming whining. I can't take it.
It's gotten to the point where I'm starting to have to mute the TV because I want to watch the game and I want to hear the commentators announcing the game. The last thing I want to do is hear Dave Fleming argue and complain about the refs.
For 2 innings, he went on about the call, the first base umpire at first base. Oh my goodness,
who wasn't even at fault. I mean, that's a 1 in a million play.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. The ball, it looked like he was looking at the ball and figuring it was going to go to the outside down the line. And that's why he jumped inside.
And then it just hit the bag and ricocheted
the ball was scorched over 100 miles an hour. He has to pick way. So if he would have went foul and it was still a fair ball because it hit the bag and it hit him, what's the difference? Maybe it bounces. Who knows where it bounces?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. And he complained and he complained and then he complained about the doggone balls and strikes. And, it was both ways. There was calls that were called on the outside of the strike zone both ways. And then there was one that was, how about the one that Bailey dropped for strike 3? He actually called it a strike. Usually you don't even get that call. Mm-hmm. Bailey's got to catch that.
I mean, he's turned into a complete homer announcer.
Oh my goodness. I love Dave. I mean, he's done a promo for us and he's a great college announcer of football and basketball. But when he does the Giants, when he's doing a neutral game, he's great, but I don't know what the Giants, are they paying this guy to complain? I mean, to be a homer? I mean, we get a little $5 right off the bat here from Nick. Thank you, Nick. Dave Fleming, your umpire crying is a tired act. Be a professional. This team stinks. You're embarrassing yourself. Yes, it is really, really hard to listen to. I don't know what's got into him. I think it's because there's such a, as he says, this team stinks, that he's got to make up for it and feel like,
he doesn't just want to be blunt and just say that the team stinks. He has to create excuses for the team.
Right. Oh my goodness. Hey, Red, there you go. Yeah, another loss. No surprise. Yeah. AB Fleming is an absolute worst. Could never stand the guy. Yeah, I mean, wow. Thanks, Red. Hey, yeah, everybody. Like and sub. Thank you.
First game off the All-Star break, and you put up 3 runs at Coors Field. I mean, there's no you should have zero expectation to win a game at Coors Field if you put up 3 runs. That's
right.
just there's no the other team is gonna score runs. It's an offensive park. You have to mother up more than 3 runs. You got to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, this team just doesn't generally hit well in the clutch. It doesn't have hitter like Chapman. He gets a double, but he did get driven in that inning with Estrada's triple, 2-out triple. That was almost a diving catch, and it went for a triple. That was their offense.
That was it. That was pretty much it. I mean, Ramos is teams are starting to figure out where to pitch him. It's that high fastball that he can't catch up to. Yeah. So now he's going to have to adjust to that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the team just isn't that great. Coming off of the All-Star break, you would like to see some fire and some like spark or something. And I mean, Harrison pitched a great game. 5 innings, no runs. I think he only allowed 1 hit. 6 strikeouts. So I mean, he pitched really well. He put them in a position to win. And the bullpen just completely imploded.
Yeah.
Which I think you're going to see more of this second half, just because of the usage rate in the first half. I mean, the team has relied on the bullpen, and the bullpen is good. It's a good bullpen. It's been a good bullpen for the past couple of years. It's just when it's a 162 game season.
Right.
You're going to get tired at some point. So you have to even it out. You have to pace yourself. And they've just completely overworked Tyler Rogers. They've overworked Ryan Walker. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tyler Rogers has the most appearances in the whole league.
Right.
So I mean, and he's normally been really good. But it's just I think you're gonna see more and more of some bullpen implosions in the second half.
Well, this was the fear. This was definitely the fear, looking at the way it went last year in the second half. And when you see a bullpen that gets used and used and used, and you had 2 or 3 starters, basically you're down to 1 starter at one point in the first half, just Logan Webb. So this makes for a lot of difficulty when you go into the second half, and you're going to expect, you're going to have to rely on guys like Alex Cobb and Robbie Ray, who are coming off injury and haven't pitched an inning all year. In the case of Robbie Ray, he hasn't pitched since early May of 23.
I mean, yeah, you're having to rely on these guys when there's no guarantee that they're gonna even give you anything. There really isn't any guarantee. It's just anything that they give you is an added bonus. And I think once both of those guys come back, I think you have to consider going to a 6-man rotation just to give these starters a little more rest and to avoid just completely wearing out your bullpen.
Yeah, the bullpen is a concern. I mean, and there's no guarantee that when they get to Duvall, what he's going to do.
Right.
He's been shaky. Looking at the box score, and let me just pull that up here 1 sec. Let me just see here. Box score. Okay. Giants hits tonight. They had a total of 7 hits. Soler 1 for 5, Wade 1 for 5, Ramos 1 for 4, Chapman 1 for 3, Yaz 1 for 2, and Estrada 1 for 3, and Wisely 1 for 4. Nobody had 2 hits. No long balls. Rockies had 2. Pitching wise, Harrison 5 innings, 1 hit. The 4 base on balls was, that's what got him to only go 5 innings. But 1 hit's pretty good. 93 pitches. Didn't give up any
especially,
runs.
which is
and he pitched really well at Coors last year.
I think
7 innings. Or was it this year?
I think I heard somewhere or saw somewhere where his last 10 or so innings he hasn't allowed a run. So he feels comfortable at Coors apparently, which is good. And it shows. I mean, Dan, let me ask you this. Going to Harrison in the future, because he's only 22 years old. He's still a rookie this year. Where do you see him in the rotation? Do you see him as a 1, or do you see him as sort of a 2?
I see him as a 2 to 3. 2 to 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think 2's his ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
At least for the next year or so. Maybe in 26 season he becomes an ace.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I think
he need to develop another pitch for that to happen, though.
Yeah. That's why I say
or something.
I think he's a couple years. I think he's probably best suited right now. Probably at about a 3. 3. He's probably really 3-4 on this team, which is they don't have a. I mean, it's really going to be Webb, Snell. I think 1, 2, and
Ray and Cobb.
Ray and Cobb, yeah. Probably
Hicks has been really shaky his last couple starts, so I don't know what they're going to do with him. Whether it's go to the bullpen, move him to the bullpen, or just slot him in, like I said, in that 6th spot. Because you have, when healthy, the rotation is Webb, Snell, Cobb, Ray, Harrison, and Hicks, I guess. I mean, I don't think Birdsong is going to finish out the year here just because he doesn't have much experience and they can play with his options and everything.
Right.
But I mean, they have pitchers, they have arms, so it's not like they should run out of arms. But what do you do with Hicks?
Well, they're going to throw him out there Saturday or Sunday. I would hope it's his last start of the season, because I think he's worn out, and
he looks worn. I mean, his velocity is down.
Yeah. Hey, Nick. Speaking of Blake Snell, he's actually not even pitching in Colorado. They're going to hold him till Monday. They've got tomorrow going. They got Webb going tomorrow. And then they've got Hicks going Sunday, and Blake Snell will pitch against the Dodgers. They could have had Webb and Snell go against the Dodgers, which I guess they still will. Yeah, Webb will pitch Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He will pitch the final game against the Dodgers. So they're going to have I don't know what they're doing for games 2 and 3 in LA. It looks like Harrison pitched tonight. That's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I guess Harrison could go Wednesday. So Tuesday is going to be the wild card. Are they going to bring up Cobb? Are they? Oh, no, they probably got Birdsong going Tuesday.
Well, wait, tomorrow's Webb, then Sunday is Hicks.
Yeah.
Monday, Snell.
I'm assuming Monday's going to be Snell. Let me look. Let me look and see if they actually put that. I didn't even look at Monday. Monday, they've got they don't have the pitching matchups yet for Monday, but I'm going to assume it's Snell. And
Then it would probably be Birdsong,
Birdsong.
and then Harrison again, right?
Yeah. They'll
Mm-hmm.
probably go lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bora has a question for you. Go ahead. I'll let you read that.
Or was I right or wrong about teams stacking the box against Bijan when you
Oh,
jokingly asked
oh God, I
fans?
didn't even. I didn't even. I didn't even read the question. Football related.
I don't remember that, honestly.
I just saw the question. He had a question. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. Giants 1 for 8. Lou says in runners in scoring position. Mark Graves says he can be an ace type if he gets control of his pitches. Talking about Kyle Harrison. Yeah, he definitely, if he can get command of his pitches, stop hitting people.
Stop missing arm side high.
Yeah, and develop a third pitch that, he's basically got the fastball right now. And what do you call that?
I mean, they call it a
slurve?
slurve, I guess.
Slider, slurve. I mean, he needs to develop a good changeup is what he needs.
I mean, he has a changeup. He just, I don't think he relies on it, and I don't think he trusts it. Because, I mean, because his fast. I was listening to the Rockies broadcast a little bit, and this is known, but he has the highest usage of his fastball in the whole big league. So he likes his fastball. He trusts his fastball, and it's not like a great. It doesn't have high velocity, but his release point, I think, is so far out. He gets great extension on it that it plays. Like if you look at Baseball Savant, I'm pretty sure his fastball run value is really high, even though it doesn't have great velocity. So I guess there's not really any worry with his velocity. I mean, last year I know he was touching like 95, 96. I think he touched 97 a couple of times. This year he's just 91 to 94.
Yeah, and the other thing I think why he needs that changeup, Bora, is as somebody in here said, yeah. So I was thinking the same thing, Nick. Harrison's breaking ball is horrible. It's just there's such a distinction between it. When you don't have any like a good changeup that can throw hitters off balance. When you see a slower than the fastball, it's just this big hanging slurve.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
And it's just going to get hit hard against major league hitters, man. They're just going to wait back, keep their hands back, and boom, that's the tough part. I mean, he did only allow one hit, but he's going to have to definitely get his pitch command. He's going to have to. The problem is his stuff's not like Blake Snell where you can make him hit it too much.
His stuff can't necessarily just completely carry his lack of command. He has to sort of, in order to be super effective, Harrison has to really have both great command and good stuff on that night.
Interesting.
He can't have one or the other.
Now, what would you do? I see a comment that says Gilbert Gamboa says Alex Pavlovich says Ray could be in LA. So let's say Ray is going to go into the rotation. What would you do for the roster spot? Would you send Birdsong down, or would you put Hicks in the bullpen and maybe DFA
Luke Jackson? I think that's probably what I would do because it's the safe route. I mean, I don't know what stipulations Hicks has in his contract because I know the reason he signed here.
I don't think he has any.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean, the reason he signed here was to become a starter. That's pretty much the whole reason why he signed with the Giants. They're the one team that was gonna give him a chance to be a starter. I mean, he's already surpassed his innings limit for his whole career. So,
Oh, I don't know why they continue to push him out there.
I mean,
He said,
they've got him for 4 years. They have him
yeah,
for 4 years, so there's
they're
no
going to
reason
blow him
to
this year. They're going to waste
exactly.
him this year. This
There's
is what we've been saying on the show for the entire season. We've said that, look, he's going to get tired, and he's not a starter. He looked good the first 5-6 starts because he was fresh. He looked like one of the best pitchers in baseball. You get those innings up, arm gets a little tired. Now he's tired. Now what are you going to do? You're going to put him in the bullpen, and is he going to be effective there?
I think he could be effective in the bullpen just because it's obvious he's not maxing out when he's starting. I think he could still max out at like 100, 102, whatever. But he's not. He's just completely he's starting the game at like 92, 93 every
Yeah.
game. So he's not maxing out he's not maxing out at all. I think if he were to be moved to the bullpen, I'm sure he would understand it. I'm sure it's not like he would be super mad at it just because, I mean, he should know his arm. He should know his body. And I think it could be a little jolt to the bullpen, like, because it's a fresher arm. It's not necessarily a fresh arm, but it's going to be a fresher arm in that bullpen. It would also give the bullpen a little bit of breathing room. It would give it would give Tyler Rogers and Ryan Walker a little breathing room, not to give him a little more days off, because Hicks he's a high leverage guy, and that's what Ryan Walker is. It's not what Tyler Rogers is, but it's definitely what Ryan Walker is. Ryan Walker's a high leverage guy. Hicks is a high leverage guy. He's a strikeout pitcher. So it would give Ryan Walker a little more time and space to relax a little more.
Yeah, and Walker got hit kind of hard tonight. Alive says Giants are looking at a 2-5 road trip. You know, somebody asked that today on Twitter, and I said 3-4, and if they don't win the series in Colorado, it'll be a 2-5 trip. Well, this guy that put the tweet out, Trev or something, or whatever his name.
Yeah, I think I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. He said 4-3, but some of his people following him are just like Homer clowns. 7-0, 6-1. I mean, I heard more 6-1s than that was like the biggest prediction. Like, seriously. I mean,
have we not watched this team for the whole first half of the season?
Yeah.
We know who this team is. I think it's gotten to the point where, how many games in are we?
98.
Okay, we're 98 games into the regular season. I think we have a good idea of who this team is. I don't think they're just going to randomly flip a switch and just be this fantastic first place team, playoff team that rides everything to the World Series. No. We know who this team is. They're an average 500 team at best, or not at best, but I mean, we know what they are. They're just an average team. They have good days. They have bad days. They're really inconsistent, and that's the mark of an average team.
Yeah, it's very true. It's kind of what I've been saying all along. Ray and Cobb still aren't ready. Hicks is tired. Putting him in the bullpen won't suddenly give him his legs, arms back, arm back. I agree, Ben. That's why I suggested the Giants should have put him on the IL after his last start. They could have given him these 4 days off, Monday through Thursday, that everybody got, and then added the next 10 days to reach the 15-day limit. He would have only missed maybe the first 2 series of the season. Could have come back on the homestand off the IL fresh with 2 full weeks of rest and put him in the bullpen. But they're going to find out the hard way. The Giants always do things wrong when it comes to managing the health of their players. You could see Wade can't play back-to-back hardly now. Well,
Wade should be playing every day. Like his caliber of player, he's a great player. He's a really good first baseman. He knows how to work in that bat. He should be playing every day. There shouldn't be a platoon with him and Flores. I think we've seen enough from Flores this
Is VR
year.
back down?
VR's in AAA, yeah. VR's
Okay.
in triple. I mean, he came up and hit what? He had a double and a home run. He had a really good series against whoever that was, and then they just send him down. That made no sense.
This is an interesting comment. So I was excited about the Hicks signing until I learned he was diabetic. How did the Giants think he could transition to starting from a career in the pen if he has medical issues like that? Yeah, especially when you get to the summer months, you sweat a lot, and you got to be really, really hydrated when you go on those trips in the Midwest and the South when it gets hot and humid in the summer.
Well, he's had I'm not going to say just because he's diabetic he can't be a starter, but he's had some not health issues, but he's been sick a couple games where they've had to scratch him or push him back, or he's had a couple sick games where he's had to pitch through it, which he's openly said. So I think there might be something to that, but I think for all else, I don't think the reason he's slowing down is because he's diabetic. I think he's tired. I mean, anybody in his situation who's been a reliever their whole career, who's never pitched above like 75 innings, and then just gets thrusted into a starting rotation and is expected to pitch every 5 games. I don't think that's not a realistic possibility. I mean, you've signed him for 4 years. You have him locked up for 4 years. It's a long-term game. You're not going to be very successful this season. You might not be successful next season, but you really should be playing for the last 2 seasons of that deal, and you should be ramping him up every season. Well, up till those final 2 years.
10 games to go before the trade deadline. They're 4 games under. Lou says, Boren, Dan, did you see Larry Krueger's show a couple days ago? I did. I watched it actually this morning, that Farhan would be fired if Giants don't make the playoffs. I think that was a report by Ken Rosenthal, if I'm not mistaken. But, that's something that, as Giants fans, there's all types of Giants fans. They come in all shapes and sizes and forms. They come in forms of older fans who've been around a long time, younger fans, delusional fans, realistic fans,
homers.
I don't know. Here's the debate. They got 10 games left. If the Giants go 3-7 in these next 10 games and finish what? Or let's say they go 4-6. That means they win 4-7 in 11 games. They would go from 3 under to start the second half to 6 under at the trade deadline.
If it comes to that, there's no reason to stay still or buy. You have to sell. It's a seller's market. We've said this before. There's a lot of teams in the mix. There's a lot of teams in the wild card. Get something for Snell. Get something for Yaz. Get something for Conforto. There's no reason to try to push yourself with a mediocre roster, and just maybe if you're lucky, make the wild card. But I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Robert says it'll be different if we pick up a few games in the race. Yeah, that keeps being a big if, Robert. At some point, you've got to make a decision of which direction you're going to go in.
You can't keep playing this game of, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that. You have to make a decision at some point.
Yeah, and you can't play the game every year of turning the roster over with free agents with 1 to 2 year contracts with opt-outs. There's no stability in that. You've got to find stability with long-term contracts with solid star type players, or just play the kids, because you cannot do both.
You can't. You can't play this game. I mean, you just can't. You have to go either with the young kids and go with a little rebuild, or you just sign vets to long-term deals. I mean, signing these player opt-out deals gives the power fully to the player. I mean, fully. There's no power in the organization.
And you can't plan for what you're going to do. I mean, I thought last year, they gave Conforto the opt-in or opt-out clause. He opted in. I'm not necessarily knowing that was what they wanted.
No, definitely not. They thought he would have a good year and he would opt out and they would get some compensation pick for him.
And now, and
they would have an open spot in left field. But
I mean, and then the whole thing with Matos, you're just destroying the kid. Either send him back down to Sacramento, let him play every day, or put him in the doggone lineup. If you brought him up to platoon, you're stupider than I thought, Giants.
He's not Austin Slater. He's 22 years old. He's a highly touted prospect. He has the ability to be an all-star. He has the ability. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star, but he has the ability to be an all-star.
He needs to play. He needs to play
somewhere. Just play him somewhere. He needs the reps. He needs to develop.
It's like Ramos. Ramos is struggling right now. The last, since Minnesota series, really, they started figuring out high fastball. You even saw him strike out in the All-Star game with a high fastball.
Yep.
Struck out again tonight, high fastball. If he's going to have to adjust to that, but he won't be able to adjust to it unless he's playing.
Exactly. You let him make the adjustment. You don't send him down to AAA to try to make an adjustment. You let him adjust in the big leagues because he's proven that he's a big league player.
Right. And Nick says he disagrees with you regarding Hicks and the innings. He says Crochet hasn't shown no signs of slowing down, and he has less past innings than Hicks.
That is a good point.
It is a good point, but Nick, I'll say this. The White Sox only pitched him 2 innings last time he started because they are holding his innings back now.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go look at his last start or two, they're starting to hold his innings down because they want to maybe trade him and they want to keep him. They don't want to blow his arm out before the trade deadline. I don't think he's going to be able to go the whole season because he's way past his college innings high. This guy, I don't think Crochet goes all the way.
How old is Crochet?
25, 24, 25.
Okay, yeah, he's 25. He's still young. I mean, if the White Sox would be smart to start slowing it down, I mean, Crochet is going to be one of the top pieces.
Alive says he's hoping for a 2-5 road trip or worse that they would sell. Yeah, I'm with you too, Alive. I don't want to see the same team. Look, the question I have for people in this chat, do you want to see the Giants squeak in, maybe win 83 games and make it into the wild card and see what happens? Or would you rather see them just, tank and that they just and they move off of Farhan and they bring an established, successful, proven GM who's had success? What's the call? You want Farhan gone, or you just want to make the playoffs? Because I think that's really I'll tell you where I lie. I want Farhan gone because I don't see this type of management where it's just constantly flipping guys, and we're not going to get the big star here. And you're just, I don't know. I just don't see this team ever being successful under Farhan. I
don't either. It's just, I mean, they've been a 500 team for however long. That 2021 season was an anomaly. I'm not going to count that. That was Posey, Belt, and Crawford having career seasons.
Exactly. Those were three All-Stars and one of them a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. So that was an anomaly. I'm never gonna actively root for a team to lose. Like, I would love to see them win all of their games and make the playoffs and win the World Series. It's just it's hard to see that path with
Oh, you know
Farhan
what?
in charge.
If I saw a path with this team that I saw that this was a 90 to 92 win team, I would be like really pissed off right now that they're losing.
Of
Because I would
course,
be
yeah.
like, doggone it, they blew it tonight. But you know what? I know this team is going nowhere. I was watching a podcast with Pavlovich and Cole Kuiper, and their second half predictions was that um, Cole's was that the Giants would sneak into the playoffs, and Alex was one better. He said Duvall would win get a save in the first game. And I'm like, do these guys believe this?
No, I don't think they honestly believe that. They can't. I mean, they watch every game. They see what we're seeing. They see what the chat is seeing.
I guess it was their bold predictions. I guess that maybe is kind of bold,
That
but
is kind of bold. It's a hot take for this team to make the playoffs.
I mean, I think the realistic take is that they probably end up
They
finishing
win like
80 wins.
77 to 82 games.
Yeah, right in there. I mean, right exactly where I had them pegged in the beginning of the season. They're just, I mean, they are going just identical to the way I saw this team going. Just don't see it. And everybody's waiting for the pitching to come around, and they're going to get hot. There's,
It might happen. It might happen, but there's a good chance it doesn't happen. And I'm gonna play the odds and say it doesn't happen.
Blake Snell's probably going to get the start Monday in LA. That means he will probably get another start in one of the games of the doubleheader on Saturday at home against Colorado.
Okay.
That would be his last start before the trade deadline.
This upcoming game on Monday, this should be his showcase game.
Yeah. If he pitches well against the Dodgers, let's say he pitches really well against the Dodgers.
What's well for you?
6 innings, quality start, 6 innings, 2 runs or less.
Okay, that's fair. What's the strikeout count?
I'm fine if he's like 6 or 7.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Strikeout an inning. As long as he doesn't have more than 2 walks, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, if he gets a quality start and then he follows that up with a quality start against Colorado, I'd trade him if the team is losing. If the team runs off, let's say right now they got 10 games to go before the break. If they go 8-2, the last 10,
go for it.
Yeah, then you might as well go for it. If you go 8-2, you're 4 games under 500 right now. That would put you 2 games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, how many games back are they in the wild card right now?
Let me take a look here. Let me pull up the standings here. We'll see what it looks like. You think it's 3 or 4? It was 3.
It's 3.
It's still 3?
Mm-hmm.
What do we have tonight? Okay, tonight they lost. Padres lost. Pirates won. Diamondbacks won. So now the wild card is Atlanta, St. Louis, and the Mets, and Diamondbacks tied.
Cardinals are playing really well. The Mets are playing well. I guess the Diamondbacks are starting to put it together. And the Pirates are playing really well. I think the Pirates could be a team that really tries to buy, just because their rotation is really good with Skeens. They have Jones and Keller.
Keller, yeah. And you know what? The Braves and Cardinals are playing, but they got rained out tonight. So they're going to be playing 3-game series this weekend. They will, shuffle with each other a little bit. Mets did lose. So the Giants didn't lose any ground. in the lead itself.
Is the whole Central in it?
Yeah, the whole Central.
Wow.
They're all bunched together. You got Milwaukee leading, and then you got the Pirates, and then you got Cincinnati, the Cubs, and
Do you think the Nationals are going to
St.
buy, or
Louis is up
are
there.
they going to? What do you think the Nationals are going to do?
I think the Nationals either stay put or sell a little bit.
Yeah, I
There's
mean
no way they're
they have
buying.
a pretty good future ahead of them.
Yep, they should sell and get more assets.
Mm-hmm.
They could probably sell the what's that kid? You know what
Thomas?
their kid, the left fielder,
Lane Thomas.
Yeah, I think they probably sell him and bring up Dylan Cruz and get another piece for him. He would be a piece for a contender. I mean, it looks like
that trade with the Padres was so great for them.
Oh yeah,
They got Abrams, they got Gore, and they got Woods, right?
they got James Wood, they got Gore, like you said, they got C.J. Abrams, and they got Robert Hassel the third, and I thought there was one more. Yeah, I'm not sure. What did they do tonight? Let's see. Washington won. Okay. No. Washington. Yeah, they beat Cincinnati. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Very
You know
interesting.
who actually has an underrated future is the Rockies, actually. The Rockies have some young talent. They have Tovar. Tovar is an excellent defending shortstop, and they locked him up for what?
I like Tovar.
I like Tovar too. I like him a
I
lot.
like Tovar. It's funny because I had him in my fantasy team, and I said I wanted to keep him for the Giants series because he always does well against the Giants. And then what did he do tonight? He had a home run and he got a base hit. Right? Wasn't he the one that got the?
He got the home run in the
in
eighth.
eighth, and they got the little. He got the infield. They called it an infield hit. I mean, Chapman got it. He kind of stumbled. He got his feet stuck when he spun, and then he threw it away.
I didn't see that play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great play by Chapman to get to the ball, but he kind of lost his footing and threw it away. It was just tough play. I guess you would say it's a hit and an error on the throw that got him to second base.
Did you see Robbie Ray's stat line in AAA today?
No. What did he do?
Let's see. 5 1/3, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs.
Interesting. He may be ready to go. And
how many pitches did he throw? He threw 78 pitches.
Okay, so he's ready to go 85.
85, 90.
85, 90. Yeah, he's stretched out to go there.
I have a feeling they're going to bring him up for that Dodger series, and they might send Birdsong back down.
Let's see.
Just because they can play with Birdsong's options, and he doesn't have a lot of innings, so
you'd have Webb, Harrison, Ray, and Snell.
No.
Who's your and Hicks is your fifth pitcher still?
I guess until Cobb. What's the update on Cobb?
I'm not sure.
When does his next rehab start? Because it should be in AAA, I think.
Yeah. Mark says games back is half the problem. It's how many teams they have to jump over. Yep. That becomes the issue.
Did you see Luciano starting to hit it in AAA?
Yeah. Yes, Luciano's starting to hit the ball hard. Yeah.
You should be able to find something for him. I mean, find a position for him to play. I mean, he's your number one hitting prospect. He's been your number one prospect for how many years? And you're not going to – I mean, when he was up, his defense was the problem. It wasn't his offense. He was hitting almost 400.
Right.
And he gave the team a boost when he was
right.
When he was in there. It was only his fielding, which
yes.
I mean, I sort of understand wanting to have him clean up his fielding, but I mean, at the same time, you should have known that this was an issue.
Right.
It's not like this. He's been a great defender his whole career in the minors, and he just came up and was horrible. He hasn't been a great defender throughout his whole minor league career. So it wasn't much of a shock when he was pretty bad.
Right. Exactly. We'll get right back to the ball game here. I want to take a 5-minute detour to cover something very important that we've been doing here on NorCal Sports Network. And that's that we are in the process of raising funds. It's a GoFundMe page that we're supporting a little boy who lost his mother, and he I had that. Where did it go? I just had it. It went away. I was just looking at it. Hold on. What did I do? I may have. That's
Dan
crazy.
with his tech.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. It moved. Okay. So we're raising money for the chance to, let me get that comment off there so I can. Ron says the Giants are who we thought we were. Yes, Ron. All right. So here you go. We are raising money for this little boy, Elijah. And you could see the GoFundMe right below the bottom of the squares there, GoFundMe.com /F/helping Elijah navigate a new normal. We're trying to raise $1,500 and the winner you buy a square for $15. And with that, you have the opportunity to win 4 seats. If you look through those squares right there, you can actually, those where the seats are. Let me show you exactly where these seats are. They're right there, those 4 seats where the arrow is. The front row, right next to the dugout, Giants dugout. Those are awesome seats. A $15 ticket, if you're the lucky winner, can get you, that's about an $800 value, those seats right there for 4 seats. Yeah, at least a $650 value. I'm not sure what that game, because the Giants have dynamic pricing. And they are playing a good team, the Atlanta Braves. And if you want to get advantage, get in this raffle, $15 will get you the seats. And let me show you the view. I had a video in here earlier. Let me see here, I'll just show you. Can you guys see that?
Not yet.
Can you see the camera right there?
We could.
Oh, I got to get that out of the way, don't I? Let me move. Ta-da. Come on. Things move on me here. Okay. See, there's your seats right there. That's the view. You're sitting right there. Buy a square. Also, number 20 is already taken, and number 95, I believe it is. Let me look it back up. Mark Graves bought 2 more squares, and the numbers he got is that right, Mark? 20 and 95. Let me look. Pull it up here. Yeah, 20 and 95. 20 and 95 are taken. If you guys want to get a square, let's do it now. Send me an email at norcalsportsnetwork@gmail.com. I will send you my Venmo, and you can just Venmo me the money, and then all the money and the proceeds will be held and then sent to this GoFundMe page. There's approximately, let me see how many squares remain. There's 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 38, 9, 43 squares left, guys. 43 squares. $15. You can buy up to 5. Oh, yes, as Lou mentioned, don't forget, guys, you get to get on the field before the game and watch batting practice of either team of your choice. So $15 goes to a good cause too. And, I have 4 squares, I believe, 24, 25, 26, and 44. If I win, I'm going to donate. Eric said he'd do the same. So we'll see. So we'll send an email, NorCal Sports Network. I'll check my email here during the show, see if anybody's wanting to get a square. Okay, nothing yet, but go ahead and send that to me. We're going to go back to the show here, and let's get there we go. All right. Hey, guys, don't forget also, if you guys are needing a kind of a loan or any kind of loan or mortgage, Los D, who's on the show often, you can give him a call. I'm trying to find my overlay for that. I had it up there. There it is. Los D, it's kind of covered in the left corner there, but 925-250-4894. Give him a call. If you need any kind of investing or life insurance, give me a call. You should have life insurance. Every one of you in this chat should have some life insurance. No excuse for not having some life insurance. It's so cheap, even if you don't have any life insurance for a significant other, you could still buy it for a few bucks a month. You can get $100,000 for less than $10 a month for some of you youngsters.
You think I should get life insurance, Dan? Or am I too young?
What are you, 20?
19.
19? It's not a bad time to get it. You can leave it to your parents. Then when you can change the beneficiary when you get your woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll never get it as cheap as you can get it now.
Maybe I'll have to call you up.
Yeah, you could probably get it $300,000-$400,000 for like $10. Serious. It's unbelievable how cheap it is when you're young. Just give me a call, 623-825-3900. Don't go anywhere on me, Bora. I don't want you to not get insurance and all of a sudden you're gone, man. We don't need that. So yes, Senior. Senior is going. I'm kind of jealous. He's going to hit. Is it Fenway or let me see? Is it Fenway or Yankee Stadium? He's hitting a couple stadiums back east on a trip, and it sounds like a lot of fun. You gotta hit all. Fenway next weekend for the Red Sox Yankees, then Phillies Yankees Monday, and Mets Twins Tuesday. Oh, man. You're getting 3 ballparks checked off on the bucket list of mine.
I went to Fenway with my dad when I went to Europe. In what was this? Early June, so about a month ago,
Uh-huh.
month and a half. Our plane was delayed the entire day, so we had the entire day to go to spend in Boston. And we decided to go to a Red Sox game. They were playing the Tigers. They lost in extra innings,
Nice.
but
Nice.
it's a really great stadium. And
Fenway's awesome. I've been on the outside of it.
I've been there 2 times now. So
I lived 2 hours from Fenway for 7 years.
You never went?
I had tickets to see the A's one night, and it was raining in Connecticut where I lived. And I thought, dang, it's a 2-hour drive. Do I drive all the way there? And if the game gets rained out and then I got to drive 2 hours back, I'm going to be, kind of 4-hour drive and a waste. So I decided not to go. Of course, I think the game got played. But, what's Lou says he's got my rooms for next year's Giants at Wrigley Field next May after the Kentucky Derby. Lou, I got to go with you, man. Give me a room. That would be the trip of trips to hit Wrigley and the Derby. Oh, I love it. I know they just came out with a 25 schedule today or yesterday, right?
I think it was either yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. Giants are in Wrigley in May, and right after the Derby. Oh my goodness.
What do you think of them always, of the Giants always electing to start off the season away from home and then finishing the season at home? Do you like that, or would you rather have it the other way around?
It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe they want to. I don't know. Is it because of the weather? I mean, I'd hate to start playing on the East Coast.
No, I think they just want to finish. I think they just want to finish the season at home instead of having like a opening day home opener. They have the last season the last day of the season at home.
Yeah. I hasn't worked out too well recently. I guess it did in 21. It was 21.
Maybe you have to change something up.
Yeah. Kyle says he Venmo'd me. When did you Venmo me, Kyle? I don't see anything in there. I don't see anything in there. I don't see it at all in there, but we're only going to go, guys, maybe another 5 minutes or so. So if you do want to Venmo me or email me for that tonight, go ahead and do that. But
what's your email?
NorCal Sports Network at Gmail. NorCal, just NorCal Sports Network, and then at Gmail. See, 25 schedules, first 2 months, home schedule is horrible, Lou says. Yeah, we'll have to pull up that schedule. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. I wonder if I could pull that up. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll pull up the schedule. I'll look it up. Mark says, Bora, do you want a square? I will buy you one. Oh, look at that.
Well, if you're offering, I'll take it.
It's $15. Yeah, it's for your college.
You don't need to do that, Mark. Though you don't need to do that.
Mark's a very generous guy, though. He loves to help people. Shows on my venue. I sent you for 2 more. Yeah, did we not put those 2 more up, Kyle? And what were those 2 numbers, Kyle? Tell me the numbers, and I'll check and see if they're in there. I'm waiting on the numbers before I look it up. So 4.97. I didn't email. I just did the Venmo and said 4.97. Let me look and see if those were. taken 4 and 97. No, okay, they're not. Okay. We will make sure to do that, update that 4 and 97. I'll look through the Venmo. Let me see if
2004 senior, 2004. Mark, I honestly don't know. I'll get back to you though. I'll get back to you on that. Dan, before we close it out, so Logan Webb's going tomorrow. What are your expectations for his start tomorrow?
Kyle, I just got it. It just showed up. It says 8 minutes ago, but it just popped up. I got it. Thank you, Kyle. Question about Logan Webb. What am I expecting?
Tomorrow.
You know, with Webb, you just don't know what to expect. Sometimes he's so on, and then he better come out and knock him down in the first inning is all I got to say, because if he gets off to a rough start again.
The first inning is usually his
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to say.
Does he usually pitch well in Coors? Do we know that?
I don't know what his record is at Coors. Have to look it up.
Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah. Bay Area boys are soft. Senior says, guys getting too cold or what? Anyway, I think Webb, it wouldn't shock me to see the Rockies score 3 runs off of them. 3 runs, and I could see Webb going 6 full innings. He might not make it through 7 if he's getting behind, with the pitch count, if the pitch and the elevation in Rocky, up in Coors Field.
I could actually see him having a really good game tomorrow, just because Giants are up against their backs. They need to win 2 in a row to take the series. So I could see him coming in clutch and doing a little 7 innings.
I could see that. I'm going to say it's like 6 2/3, maybe 7. But I say he gives up about 3 runs. But the question is, what do the Giants score tomorrow? And let's close with their prediction of the lineup. They're going to be facing the lefty, Kyle
Freeland.
So here's what I see the lineup being for tomorrow. Let me just make sure that is still the pitching matchup. It is. Okay. I'm going to say it's going to be Soler leading off. Batting second probably will be Ramos? Do they put Ramos second when they're facing a lefty?
I think they might.
It's been a while since we saw that. So I'm going to say they're going to go with Ramos second, batting third. Oh, gosh, they'll probably move Crapman up there to third, won't they? What is their other options?
Well, do you think Wade is going to play, or are they going to play Flores?
They're not going to play Wade.
You don't think so?
Not 2 games in a row. It would be a kind of a shock. I think they're going to have to play Flores at some point if they're planning on showcasing him, or they got to do something with him. So I'm going to go.
Okay, here against the Blue Jays against Kikuchi. Here's what their lineup was.
Yeah.
This is with Soler. Soler had a day off though, so It was Estrada batting first. He was the DH. Then it was Ramos. Then it was Conforto. Then Chapman, Flores, Bailey, Matos, Fitzgerald, and Wisely.
Interesting. So I think tomorrow. It's hopefully Tyro's okay. We got hit in the hand, the wrist.
I think it'll be Soler, Ramos.
I think it'll be Conforto
third.
Conforto, Chapman will be fourth. And then
Bailey.
fifth will Bailey. Yeah, maybe Bailey. Sixth, they'll probably put Matos.
Flores. Matos, yeah.
Flores, Matos. I think Fitzgerald gets a start tomorrow. And the outfield.
Then it'll be Estrada for Wisely.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what it's going to be. It's so hard. I mean, that lineup, we don't get to see Matos play, so we don't have much high expectations when you get spot starts once a week.
It must be so tough for him to deal with that. And yeah, he's a major leaguer, but I mean, still, he's 22. His confidence is probably pretty low right now. They're not playing him at all. They're just giving him spot starts and pinch hit spots. That's not what you do to boost up one of your young kids that you could expect to play for a couple, 5 to 10 years on your team.
Yeah. Ryan thinks that Yaz might get the start over Conforto tomorrow night. It's possible.
I don't think so, though, because they pinch hit Matos for Yaz today, right?
Yeah, but they always got to play one lefty because they only have two right-handed outfielders, unless they wanted to play wisely and put Fitzgerald in an outfield spot, which they would have to put him in left field. I wouldn't mind that because it's a big outfield, and you kind of need three center fielders, and you put Matos, Ramos, and Fitzgerald. Like Conforto, you saw the catch he made tonight over the shoulder.
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. He made a nice catch on the run, but it didn't look smooth. Let's just put it that way.
Did you hear the paid attendance for the game today?
No, it looked pretty good though.
40,000.
Wow. Wonder if they had some kind of. I was supposed to be there tonight. I was feeling crappy all week.
Colorado, the Rockies Stadium gets going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think. It gets going.
I like Rockies. What time is the game tomorrow? Is it let's take a look. I think it's the same time.
It should be the same time.
It might even be a 5:10 game.
5:10. Yep, 5:10.
Okay, so 5:10 tomorrow.
And 12:10.
And then 12:10 on Sunday. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow night, guys, at 8:30. We'll do the same 8:30, even if the game ends 7:45. We will do an 8:30 closeout, and we'll see how this team goes. We got to keep the kids playing, though, right? We want to keep seeing the kids play.
Ramos, Matos, Wisely, Fitzgerald. Yeah.
So play the kids, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see these vets. So, they've done a good job this year. So we'll close with that. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30. Thanks for joining NorCal Sports Network. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Tell everybody about us. And we are the channel that covers the Giants in depth after every game, and even during the week when they're not playing sometimes. In fact, we'll be doing a trade show coming up. Hopefully we'll be getting Ned Coletti on soon. We'll have probably Marty Lurie on one of these nights after the Dodgers Giants game next week. So look for that. Some special guests next week. Marty Lurie, probably get Claudia Gestro from the Dodgers. She's covers the Dodgers. Claudia is a friend of the show. We'll get her on during the Giants-Dodgers series. And should be a good week coming up. So, but we'll be back tomorrow night, 8:30. And until then, have a great Saturday afternoon and morning. Just a great Saturday until tomorrow night. We'll see ya.